Hello, our friends, Evolutionary, Hearts Home, and EEARTS family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, guys, this time what we wanted to do was talk about the power of crystals and utilizing them for amplification. And you could do that in many different ways. We're probably all pretty familiar with the power of the shape of a pyramid to conduct and draw and build energy. And in fact, the pyramids were placed on different points in this planet, primarily during a more golden age for positive purposes. And, of course, that's a whole other topic, how they've been hijacked.
Definitely, yes. And we were just talking with a family member this morning, and it reminded me of the power of crystals and what they have been doing. You know, crystals are beings too, and they're up to stuff too. And in the last 3 weeks, there's been many crystals go online and tie themselves tighter into the crystal grid, and then they amplify, they sort of change their frequency, they make themselves louder. And I noticed this about a few weeks ago when I was doing what I do and we work on people and I'm patterning them with a crystal. It seemed like they were so much more uplifted. It's like it went up a notch. You know, people, when I use the rose quartz crystal, it really boosts their frequency. They are so happy and so content. But that seemed to move up a notch, a couple weeks ago. And I told Mama Jan, because she's a blessing, she sent these crystals to me. She passed them down to me. What a huge honor. And come to find out, these crystals are becoming more activated in a much bigger way. Crystals are doing their thing, singing their song, and they're louder right now than ever. So I wanted to talk a little bit about sacred geometry, because our bodies are made up of all of these geometric shapes, and we're all different. But particularly, we're moving into this space where our bodies are becoming more crystalline. We are tying ourselves into the crystal grid. And I wanted to just do a little mini session. It's only going to last a few minutes, but I think it's really going to help you guys feel a lot better. So without further ado, I'm going to pass this to my lovely, beautiful, wonderful husband, and we're going to explain a little bit more and then get started. Oh, I got to tell you, you guys are, you're not going to hear anything because I use my weighted tuning fork, which is silent, and I put the crystal on the butt of that tuning fork. I hit it and I put it on the butt of the tuning fork. So you will feel something, but you're not going to hear anything.
Yes. And so, without further ado, Cindy is going to start the transmission.
Yes, and Mike and I both use our energy here. So it's really a very well-rounded type of energy that we get. So think of a really happy space in your mind's eye. That's so important because that's where our subconscious finds the information as far as what you're supposed to do. It's going to go to your mind's eye and look there. So think of yourself in a very positive manner. And you're probably feeling something by now. Usually it doesn't have a very long delay by the time we start and the time you feel it. And just, I want you to start taking some deep breaths, maybe count into the count of 3 or 5. Hold it for a couple seconds and then breathe out. So let's do that for a minute or two. And already I can tell you guys what's really interesting is when there's blocks being removed, I start to yawn and I get a little bit dizzy. So since this is a quantum world, we are working on so many people all at once, even if you haven't come to this video yet. And if you have the intention on coming to this video sometime, you are feeling this energy too. So it's like coming up against this wall of energy that feels disturbed, but I'm walking through it. and many different ways using this patterning method that I do. And when we have a session, it's something that I do for quite a while, and people really feel good. So I'm hoping this is really going to help you guys out, make it so you have a much better day today, if it was going not so good.
And if it was going good, even better.
I love that. Always positive, right? It also helps if you grab another crystal and hold on to that crystal now for the rest of the day. Drink lots of water, because remember, we've done videos on Dr. Emoto, and that water is going to be patterned inside your body. And with the crystal and the crystalline grid, this is going to create a whole new pattern when you drink water that amplifies the conductivity in your body and creates the pattern that much stronger.
Yeah, Cindy will at times put in our bathwater crystals to amplify.
Definitely. There's so many things you can do for your bath to help you. Crystals are always wanting to help. They are our elders. They hold all the information of the earth and probably the cosmos. So, and they also speak to you. Like these two beautiful rose quartz crystals that I have in front of me now, they definitely love to volunteer for certain people. And they'll pipe up and say, pick me for this person. I want to work on this person. And I have a beautiful sunstone that I use for sense of self, for the solar plexus. And I have an amethyst that I use for a very special client. Amethyst loves to volunteer for this particular client. But we have these conversations when I work with people, and it's just great. And if you really listen, you can hear them. And yes, they do like to go. Sometimes they're male, sometimes they're female, and they might tell you, they might not, but they're very, very friendly little entities. And I noticed some people really love to work with the crystals, and they love to work with rocks. And keep in mind, again, those are our elders. So if you're one who's really drawn to crystals and rocks, you're connecting with your ancestry. Isn't that beautiful?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were talking too about how, truly, if you think about it in terms of the quantum level in which everything comes together, there really is no such thing as an inanimate object, so to speak. Consciousness is in everything. It's even in man-made structures. It's everywhere. It's everything. But now the crystals, they are very, very powerful units of consciousness that we can definitely utilize to help better our health, or our own personal frequency, our vibration.
Yeah, I mean, a few tricks you can do. You can definitely put them in your bath. You can put them in your water, and this has a certain patterning effect, and it usually has quite an uplifting effect. Sometimes, on occasion, if you're working through blocks, you might feel a little bit of resistance, but that's normal and it's okay. But I feel really good. I think we had a lot of expansion done today, and the crystals are very happy. They're happy to be here to volunteer with you guys. I gotta say thanks again, Mama Jan. Without her, we wouldn't have all these guys here to work with you.
Absolutely. So as always, guys, thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to set up an appointment for energy work, for basically contacting your spirit guides, the angelic realm, even past loved ones, it's often possible. And also, of course, astrological charts. So the Vedic type, reach out to evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com. Again, evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com. The links are on every single video. Much love, God bless, and namaste.
Namaste.